Right then, in this video, I go and explore House of Fraser in Oxford Street. The House of Fraser store in Oxford Street has now been abandoned and is now being stripped out, just like the Debenhams department store. I did manage to get into the Debenhams store, but sadly I was too late. Annoyingly, there was a security van that took me a few times to get in. Then I got distracted doing other missions, and the time I got round to doing Debenhams, when I got in it, all of the floors have been stripped. I was too late. Now on my YouTube channel, I'm not interested in exploring trash buildings because there's just no point. Just walking around an empty shell of a building is not up to the standards of my YouTube channel. The only parts of this Debenhams store which still looked original from the shop is the staircases. So, while I might have missed Debenhams, I don't want to miss House of Fraser, so let's not delay and get on and explore it. And I only just caught it in time. A couple of floors have been stripped and a couple of them in the process of being stripped, but luckily there are still a few floors that look original to when the shop was open. So let's go and explore it. So I enter into House of Fraser, and there's loads of cameras here, and I definitely would have triggered the motion detection on all these cameras, but luckily security didn't turn up. Maybe I did turn up and I didn't bump into him, but oh well, luckily I did not manage to come across security. So here I am on the ground floor. Sadly the ground floor is not of interest because it's already been stripped. They are stripping out this House of Fraser department store and they're going to convert it into flats. I'm guessing the lowest floor probably have a shop in it, but the rest of the floors are all going to be flats, so they're taking a building back to being a shell. But luckily on some of the upper floors it does still look original. So then the first floor is the most original out of all of the floors in this department store. It still looks like how it did when the shop was open, minus all of the stock I would be selling. Let's take a look around this first floor. And along to where the lifts and escalators are. The best thing about this shop is the escalator atrium, which looks very nice. Let's take a look around. And along to the main passenger lifts. There's two sets of passenger lifts here. And let's take a look at the shop floor, where you can see there's still names of the various brands they were selling here. And on this part where there's loads of lockers, the lockers weren't here originally. This is probably the staff lockers which they've moved here, so they're just about to start stripping all of this out. So then let's now go up the escalators to the second floor. And here I am on the second floor. Let's take a look around. On this floor you can see they're just starting to strip it out. And now let's go back to the escalators and up to the third floor. And here I am on the third floor. Let's take a look around. Sadly this floor doesn't look so good as this one they're in the process of stripping it out. And now up to the 4th floor. This is what a 4th floor looks like. This floor now looks very empty. And now go up to the 5th floor, which is at the top of the escalator atrium. This here's the top public floor of this department store, but if we go along to the service staircases, we can go up higher. Up to the 6th floor, which is the staff only floor, the stockroom and the staff only areas. Let's take a look around. And we can see here the goods lifts. Both of these lifts have been removed. One of them has its door left wide open, and if we take a look at its lift, you can see it's an empty shaft.
Lift's already gone.
The other lift, despite the doors looking like they're closed, the doors are not locked, which is a bit dodgy, and this is also an empty shaft.
Fucking hell, the door's not even locked and the lift's not there. That's dodgy. That's dodgy. Oh, we've got this shaft space here. Oh, look. Oh, I need to get up there for the motors are. So this is the service lift. Oh, that's horrible. So sad.
So we now continue upwards to the 7th floor.
What's in store? That, and that.
And from this staircase we can't really get into 7th floor, we'll come back to that later on.
What's this way?
So now let's continue up to the 8th floor, which is the rooftop. Let's take a look around the roof of this department store. And on the roof of this department store, there is a crane. This crane is sitting on the 5th floor of the building, and it seems like they're going to knock down the top 3 floors of the building, then rebuild them. And they might even build these floors higher, because modern day building materials, they build them very lightweight, and the foundations and concrete structure of the building most likely can take a couple of extra floors if the floors are very light, and it's a very much a modern day trend of taking old buildings and making them higher. And along to the lift motorroom of the passenger lifts.
Oh, it's so sad. Look what they've done to it.
Not much of a motorroom anymore. This is a very sad sight. It's very strange to see lift motors out in the open like this.
That is sad. That is so sad looking.
And along to the motorrooms of the service lifts. One of the motorrooms has got nothing left in it.
This motorroom is just the guard for the wheel and nothing else. Welcome to this lift motorroom. How to handwind the lift. But there isn't a lift, there's just that guard and then an empty shaft.
And the other motorroom has still got a motor and lift logic in it and is about to be demolished. So then we now go down to the 7th floor and take a look around.
Testing all that equipment.
Yeah.
And now go to the 5th floor and along to the crane. Let's climb the crane. And as we climb this crane, there is a problem. Next door to House of Fraser is John Lewis, and on the top is a Rooftop cafe. And all the people in the cafe noticed us climbing a crane, and it looked like people were about to phone the police on us. Usually I don't really care if people like us, but to be honest, I was a bit busy tonight and I didn't really want the hassle. So I left to come back to do the crane at night time. Before I leave, there's one floor we haven't yet taken a look at, which is the basement. So let's go down to the basement and explore it. As this is kind of a demolition site at the moment, there's loads of toys to play with. Let's go and play with some equipment. It's now night time, so let's go and climb the crane. Sadly, the crane door was locked and we were not able to drive this crane. Though one interesting thing is this crane runs windows. That's odd. There's actually a main power switch to the crane on the outside of the cabin. So let's reboot the crane and watch it rebooting.
Even had his username came up on it. What a strange operating system this has.
There's the Houston door as well.
think I did that.